Good day, this is Leadership TV News at noon. I am Cynthia Onoado. We'll begin the news now from the FCT, where kidnappers who abducted 10 persons from an estate in Sagwari Layout, Dutse, Abuja on January 17th or January 7th reportedly killed 3 of their victims to send a strong warning to their relatives negotiating a ransom payment. The development came even as it was gathered that the bandits have now increased their demand from the initial 60 million per person to 100 million, now totaling 700 million. Residents said the victims were allegedly killed over the delay in raising the ransom demanded by the kidnappers. Vanguard gathered that a 13-year-old high school student identified as Folorunsho Ariyo was among those killed. We move on now to Rivers State, where the Rivers State House of Assembly will on Wednesday rescreen and reconfirm 9 former commissioners who resigned from the State Executive Council in December. The announcement was made in a statement signed by the Clerk of the House, Mr. Emeka Amadi, on Monday in Port Harcourt, the state capital. This move follows a wave of resignations in the State Executive Council on December 16, 2023, amid a political crisis between the governor of the state, Fubara, and his predecessor, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Ransom. The news agency of Nigeria also reports that the reinstatement of the former commissioners is part of the demands of President Tinubu's peace agreement with Governor Fubara. In other news stories, the United Nations said on Monday that it requires $4.2 billion to provide humanitarian aid in Ukraine in 2024 and assist millions of refugees who have fled the war-torn country. As Russia's war in Ukraine approaches its third year in February, the UN aims to reach 8.5 million people within Ukraine and 2.3 million refugees along with their host communities in Eastern Europe. The United Nations stressed the urgent need for life-saving humanitarian aid due to a recent wave of attacks coupled with the harsh winter conditions. The United Nations estimates that 14.6 million people will require humanitarian assistance in Ukraine this year, constituting 40% of the population. The organization aims to reach the 8.5 million individuals most in need. The United Nations Aid Chief Martin Griffiths noted that the plight of Ukraine's hundreds of thousands of children living in communities on the front lines of the war, facing terror, trauma, and deprivation of basic needs. He urged increased humanitarian assistance to Ukraine, where homes, schools, hospitals, and essential infrastructure are under repeated attacks. And now Equatorial Guinea's head coach Juan Micha expressed mixed feelings about the team's result against Nigeria in the ongoing Africa Cup of Nations AFCON, stating his dissatisfaction with the outcome. Equatorial Guinea secured a valuable point on the second day of Group A, successfully resisting the offensive efforts of the Super Eagles, largely attributed to goalkeeper Jesus Ngwa, who was named man of the match. After the draw against Nigeria, Micha, in a post-match news conference, made it clear that he did not consider this result an achievement. He emphasized his intention to continue working towards achieving objectives in this edition of the AFCON in Cote d'Ivoire. Equatorial Guinea will face Guinea-Bissau on Thursday for the second game. And finally, on entertainment news, Nollywood actress and filmmaker Funke Akindele has said she doesn't regard her 2 failed marriages as failures. Speaking in an interview with Wazobia FM Lagos, Akindele explained that her mother taught her that without failure, there can't be success. According to her, she just takes marriage as it comes, stressing that her mental health and career are more important. The thespian noted that her priority is to live an impactful life and cater for her children and siblings. On that note, we end the news at noon on Leadership TV. For more of our news stories, you can log on to our website www.leadership.ng. Many thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.